Why am I buying SUI instead of Solana? The answer is very simple. It's because I believe that hypothetically, it just has a lot more room to grow. Now, of course, that's not financial advice and also definitely not a guarantee. But here's the thing. If let's say SUI were to go to the price of $30 during this bull run, that right there is around a 12x from here. And considering current circulating supply, market cap at that point would be around $83 billion, which isn't crazy, by the way. We've seen BNB reach over $100 billion in market cap. And also on top of that, we've seen, Dogecoin reach over $80 billion in market cap back in 2021. So yeah, this isn't a crazy figure. But even besides that point, if Solana on the flip side were to do a 12x from here, at that point, price would be around $1,900, which is kind of crazy to think about. And then the market cap at that point, considering current circulating supply, would be around $876 billion. That's crazy. That's bigger than some countries' GDP. We have to think about this logically. Is Solana a bad layer 1 blockchain? Is it caca? No, I don't think so. But in my opinion, in terms of potential room for growth, as of right now, Solana just doesn't defeat SUI. I mean, come on. What is more likely to, let's say, even do over a 10x, right, during this bull run? I think at that point, hands down, something like SUI. I think Solana could do okay, but I think SUI could do a lot better, hypothetically speaking. If we take a look at SUI, statistically, in some aspects, it's actually better than Solana. Now, some people may be kind of shell-shocked by this, right? They're like, whoa, what do you mean? SUI in some statistics is better than Solana? Oh, that's not true. All this type of stuff. But my response is this. Before I show you the statistics, I do want to showcase how hype, attention, and fans doesn't automatically equal amazing statistics. Because if we take a look at this, we'll see that transactions per second is around 297,000. And the time to finality is around 400 milliseconds on average. This allegedly, by the way, is faster than Solana, Avalanche, and Ethereum. So yeah, when people say that, oh wow, Solana is way better than SUI, they haven't taken a look at the statistics, because if you take a look at SUI, it's lightning fast, very scalable, and gas fees are very amazing. Solana also has these aspects, but I just kind of feel like SUI is just a little bit better. You know what I mean? If we take a look at SUI, it's like Sizzler. Solana, it's kind of like Denny's. Here's the thing. There's nothing wrong with Denny's. A lot of fans, a lot of people like Denny's. And don't get me wrong, when I was in college, I eat at Denny's quite a bit. But even besides that point, what is better in terms of quality? Sizzler or Denny's? In my opinion, hands down, it's Sizzler. It tastes better. I think the ambiance, right, the vibe is a lot better. I just like it a lot more when it comes to Denny's. Again, nothing wrong with Denny's. I like it, but I just prefer Sizzler. Solana is like the Denny's of layer 1 blockchains. SUI is like the Sizzler, if that makes sense. Just a little bit better. Nothing wrong with that, though. Granted, there's a lot more Denny's, a lot more fans when it comes to Solana, but when it comes to quality, man, I'm hands down picking Sizzler. That's just my opinion. Not to mention, if we take a look at SUI, total value lock isn't bad. Hundreds of millions of dollars. There's also over 15 million active accounts. And it even has been able to facilitate over 4 billion transactions. Now, some people may think that, okay, Solana has very impressive statistics when it comes to this department. And I understand that when it comes to Solana, in terms of ecosystem, all this type of good stuff, it does completely embarrass SUI. I understand that. But I think that isn't that kind of the point, right? I want something that hasn't relatively, peaked yet. And I do believe, that's potentially something like SUI. Now, here's the thing. We also take a look at how currently companies like Alibaba Cloud, hashtag Jack Ma, if you know, and Oracle Red Bull Racing, they're building on SUI. So that's how amazing SUI is. A lot of the times people like to say that SUI has bad adoption, it's trash, all this type of stuff, but it's not bad whatsoever in my opinion. I think it's very fantastic. Now, here's the thing. Something that I think people oftentimes ignore when it comes to SUI is that it just overall feels very professional. The website looks amazing. And don't get me wrong, Solana also has an amazing website, so I'll give it credit for that as well. But if you take a look at SUI, the website is good. And in a sense, this is going to be beneficial because when enterprises want to adopt like new technology, if they want to partner with something like SUI, for instance, most likely they're going to take a look at their website. But then if the website looks bad, then of course it creates a very bad impression. You know what I mean? Imagine if I rocked up to a job interview, it doesn't even matter where I apply for the job, right? If let's say I did that using tank top, shorts, flip-flops, and I'm using shades and I'm yeah, whatever, I'm chewing gum, that's going to be kind of a very unprofessional vibe, if that makes sense. Even applying to become like a lifeguard or something like that, they'd probably be like, whoa, like what is going on here? This is completely caca. They might say that, but you know what I mean, right? There's a time and place to do everything. Talking to someone's grandma is going to be completely different than talking to your friends, right? You know what I mean? During a spring break in Cabo. Of course, it's very different. So that's why I really like it when it comes to SUI. The website looks completely professional. Granted, Solana also has a very professional website, but again, SUI has that tick. So I think that's fantastic. And sometimes people like to say that, yeah, this bull run's over, all this type of stuff, but I completely disagree. I mean, Bitcoin hasn't even reached the price of $100,000 yet. And I think better days are ahead. I think Bitcoin could hypothetically go to the price of $150,000 during this bull run. Now, the reason why is because you take a look at the Bitcoin ETF, the number of institutional investors, the amount of enterprise adoption. It's just through the roof as of right now. Not to mention, there's currently over 500 million crypto owners, according to Crypto.com research, which is more than ever before in history, by the way. So if you think about that, is this bull run going to be bad? No, I think better days are ahead. Now, do I think something like SUI is going to peak in 2024? No, I don't think so. I think 2025, hypothetically, but it's actually not so bad because even historically speaking, altcoins, they've been known to peak as a worst case scenario, again, based off of history, around 18 months after a Bitcoin halving event. Now, the last Bitcoin halving event happened back in April. So, of course, 18 months from then is October of next year. So that's just a year from right now. Doesn't seem so bad. It's just, again, a year. It's not like it's multiple years. You know what I mean? So again, this isn't worrying news in my opinion. This doesn't concern me. And if anything, I'm focused on 2025 anyways, because I think that time, altcoins could truly shine. I think that when it comes to SUI, it could truly gain that attention that it hypothetically deserves. Because when something is this amazing, I don't think it's bad at all. And what is my buying strategy? That's dollar cost averaging. So anytime an income, I'm acquiring, I'm holding, and I'm just waiting. That's it. It's literally so simple. And by the way, if you want to know my exit strategy when it comes to SUI, you want to take a look at my portfolio, and maybe if you want me to review your portfolio, feel free to join the Discord. The link is in the description below if you want to. Also, on top of that, feel free to become a channel member if you want to as well, because that way I can prioritize your response. I used to try to respond to every single comment, and I still do, but it's becoming increasingly difficult. So if you become a channel member, I can see that, hey, the username has a highlight beside it, and then I can know to prioritize your response. But even besides that, here's the thing. When it comes to SUI, I think sometimes it doesn't get the recognition it deserves, because when people like to say that, oh, wow, Avalanche is amazing, Solana's amazing, they say that SUI is the little brother to them. That's completely disrespectful. I mean, again, I'm just going to remind this, right? If you take a look at it, transactions per second is around 297,000, and time to finality is around 400 milliseconds on average. Again, allegedly faster than Solana and Avalanche. So is it really the little brother to them? No, I mean, come on. That's completely disrespectful in my opinion. I think when it comes to SUI, it may not be considered one of the premier, layer 1 blockchains out there, but I think it's heading up there. SUI really does give me these Sei vibes. If you take a look at Sei, allegedly the world's fastest parallel blockchain, SUI kind of gives that vibe. A very amazing layer 1 blockchain, but then at the same time, it hasn't really gained that full-on retail recognition. But I think it's just a matter of time, because when something's this amazing, again, I think better days are ahead. And especially with the bull run being this fantastic, again, I really can't wait. All I got to do right now is just stay patient, continue to acquire on a consistent basis, and just hold, because again, when something is this amazing, I'm not going to try to day trade, use leverage, or swing trade. I'm not going to do that, man. I'm going to keep things simple because I'm very bullish on SUI. Again, I don't think Solana is going to do bad, but I think SUI hypothetically could do a lot better. Going to the price of $30 during this bull run, that right there wouldn't surprise me whatsoever. I think this bull run is that amazing, and I think SUI is that fantastic of a project. And make sure to subscribe if you gain value from this video. I greatly appreciate it. It's Will Lee the Captain, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. I'm out. Peace. Bye.